Okay, sir.
Okay, so if you see this, CV is so important. Like CV is a curriculum. This is a Latin word, I guess, and it means curriculum vitae. Okay, now it is a curriculum vitae. It's a Latin words and course of life. There is another word which is resume. It is also included in your course. Now wait, let me admit this. Aliazar is also here, I guess. If you are sitting somewhere and there is noise, please switch off your mic. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Ali, are you here? Ali Azhar. Ali Zar, sorry. Ali Zar, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just raise your hand. There is a button, you click on that and raise your hand if you can hear me. If you can all hear me, just everybody raise your hand so that I can start.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So it means you hear me, right? You don't need to raise your hand. I heard you. Okay. Ubaid, can you hear me? I think you are using this Zoom app for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
okay.
आपकी आवाज आ रही है, sir. आवाज आ रही है.
Good. Okay. Are you using this Zoom app for the first time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's
Yes, sir.
okay. You will get used to it. This will be just kind of an introductory class. But still, today we'll cover one topic. And don't worry, we have almost like covered the grammar part. Okay, we are left with only these few topics.
Yeah.
Now, today's topic, if you see, that is a CV or resume. Now, resume and CV is almost like the same. The only difference is that CV, sometimes it is lengthy, while resume is very short. Resume is always like one page, which includes detail of your education, okay, experience. If you have experience, you can write that, or achievement. If you have achieved anything in your life, you can write it. Basically, this CV is kind of your tag, okay? Like, for example, when you buy something in the store, you always look for the tag. Now the tag tells you who made that product, or what the material is used in that product. So it kind of convinces you to buy the product. So CV is kind of a tag that if you want to sell your skills to someone, you need to make a CV. So yes. So whenever you apply for a job, or you want to get a job, you need to submit a CV. And yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this
Yes,
CV,
sir.
like there are different kinds of CVs. Like for example, if you are on the job and you switch to another job, and or if you want to find another job in another company, you write a CV. That CV needs experience. Of course, it needs experience. But we are talking about this CV, and you are like you have never made a CV. This is the first time that you have heard the word CV. So I know that you don't have experience, you have never worked before. So this CV is a different one, right? This is a very basic kind of a CV, and it is specially for students or graduate, or when you leave a school and you apply somewhere, like if you want to find a job and you write a CV without experience. Like for example, if you don't have experience, many students ask me this, that how can they make a CV when they don't have experience? Like if you don't have experience, still you can make a CV, and you can make it very attractive. Okay, so we'll talk about CV. If you have any sort of question, you can ask me if you don't understand. So if you see this CV, curriculum vitae, this is a Latin word, and if you, for example, there is a job, you want to get that job, so you need to have a CV and then submit it, and they can call you for interviews. So if you see, the main objective for this is, number one is school leavers. Like if you are school leaving person, or if you are leaving a school, or graduate, for example, if you have graduated or never had a job, only had part-time jobs, and with no real work experience. So this will help you to make a CV, right? So what is basically a CV? Okay. And who reads your CV? We'll be talking about what CV is, and then we need to know who reads your CV, because it is important. If you remember, we talked about this 5 strategies for an effective message. So we need to understand who is the reader, because we are making CV for a person who will read it. So if we know about that person, we can set a, or we can make a very good CV. And then what is CV profile? We will talk about CV profile, core skills and achievements. We will talk about achievements as well. Okay. Then we have this education, like you must use education as well. Like if you have done MBA or BBA or any other diploma or any sort of education, if you have, and then achievement is if you have like topped the class, or if any achievement you have, like for example, if you have won any award in your school, or if you have taken part in debate society or debates competition, and you have like won any prize, you can mention it there. I'll be displaying a format as well. You will see the format. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir
Ji.
Ji,
Yes.
sir,
Yes, yes,
Sir Ji,
yes.
da yau so ka sanu ki आवाज नाराजी.
उबैद आवाज राजी.
Now they have issue. I don't have any. I don't have issue, right? They have issue.
Sir, the two girls, one the taklif the.
I don't know.
सर जिनको
Yes.
आवाज नहीं जा रही उनको वो ज्वाइन ऑडियो को क्लिक करें आवाज उनकी आ जाएगी सर.
Yes. Click the audio. Ikra, can you hear me now? Or Ikra Sayyed, can you hear me? Okay, let's wait. Tayyib Sayyed, can you hear me?
Aleka da kimri angi kana yaar.
Okay, Roma is the camera. Yes. Okay, किसको मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है?
Kindly,
Kindly what? Ask me.
sir, kindly एक request है कि सर ये शुरू से करें. मैंने अभी join किया है तो ये what is CV से जरा फिर repeat.
Okay, okay. I can start it from the beginning, but first tell me if everybody can hear me. Just raise your hand. There is a button somewhere. Click on that. Yes. Ikra Sayyed, can you hear me now? No. Osama Salim, can you hear me, Osama?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Umar Farooq, can you hear me?
Yes sir.
Yes,
sir, I can hear.
Sergio, zamanga nung ko magibigyan na.
No to lagya to we kana sta num likalem na ta iPhone likale de no how should I know what that person
bas
is?
di khalko
वो जमा आवाज हो रही सर
Yes, तो बाथरूम के नाम से जोड़े. Yes, because there is this echo. Yes.
Private. Oh, because sir, it's a private.
Yes.
Sir, she is very private.
عمريان کی سر جی دا یو بل شکل
Okay, Kamran ke yo balo go rahi like khoshal shi, then we can start the class.
Sir, جلسة ما دوري ناس تدا.
كرم دردا
Yes.
کم نے نخ کاری
Switch on your cameras.
كاري لا تفيريا.
Ubaid wants to see everybody.
سويتش تي سر
کارم سے السلام علیکم کرونا
Abul Pakur ke mask.
Sir ji, taasu maan ki, sir ji.
Tabah mama ka. Data se ke Pakur.
کرونا د سترګو نم لګي سر جوس بار نه رالم
Da chavi di.
سر جی
Za,
बार
bachya
ना,
maam
sir ji.
darta camera on kal.
माशाल्लाह
او سر جی ته وړ خخ کاری خا
Hi,
Oh,
sir.
sir.
هاي
سر
Hi.
with
Za se camera na on kom. This is the first time that I've switched on the camera.
بس
Thank you
منو
so
کنه
much,
سر
sir.
Bas byam na mani gora.
سر جی منو بس کنه
Bas
سر جی دا
bas.
Mante
یو
insan,
کا مطلب
sir.
کنه چې دا اوازونه
Suhail Afzal, how are you, Suhail?
Thank you so fine, sir.
Very good.
جذبات
मैं thank you इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि वो सर ने कैमरा हमारे लिए खोल लिया था ना.
Yes. See.
अच्छा तुम्हें आवाज अब आई
Okay, where is Ali Zar? Shabab, can you hear me, Shabab?
किधर हो
सर
चित्राल में बैठा हुआ है
Good.
सर ये.
Good. Okay, Ali Zar, where is Ali Zar?
او په چرچ کی
No, he just came in. He just joined.
Sir, जी अलीज़ा
बेदा।
ऐसे से कई आवाज नाराजी.
आने का
هاته درو
खटी सर जी
او دغه دی
Alaka bas
Sir ji,
up lagawi. Let's start.
लीजर
it,
कह रहे
okay?
मुझे भी
Yes.
Ali Zar, what?
सर
What?
लीजर हुई मालूम आवाज राजी अब्दुल्ला हुई मालूम
No, dekh khuzama ka sur nishta. They have certain issues. Tell them to check their mic or speaker. If you can hear me, it means on my side there is no issue.
سر جی دا پریزنٹ رالو لگا دا پریزنٹ
कि बजू
No, just give me a few minutes so that I can explain and give you assignment, then you can go.
Yes,
دا نه جه سر
Rashid also is here. Ali Zar, can you hear me? Ali? Yeah, teach them how to switch on the speaker.
click on your photo and unmute
والله نه پیګو به دا انګلیش ته کم ځین زده کړی دی
مړه د خپل تصویر باندې به کلیک ویل دا وګوره اپشن برته راشي کیمرا میوټ سټاپ ویډیو دا څه برته راشي په دې کې دا انمیوټ کا
Finished it, okay, Bas, listen. Umar Farooq can hear me. Everybody can hear me. I think they have certain issues, so I don't know what the issue is. Let them solve it.
yes sir yes sir
Right? We have 12 students now.
yes.
Now, if you see on your screen, there is this CV or curriculum vitae. Okay, in exams, they can ask you about these abbreviation. That what is the abbreviation of this CV? So you should know curriculum vitae. Okay, so they can ask you these kind of questions. And so we talked about CV. That what, like today we'll be just talking about this CV again. If you remember, I just told you this that there are different types of CVs. Like every job requires a different kind of a CV. There are certain jobs that they require experience, like work experience is very important for that kind of a job. There are other jobs that require some other skills. So there are different type of CVs. Today we'll be just talking about this very simple one. When you don't have a job experience, you still can make a CV. Like if I just told you that there are students that they come to me and they say that they don't have any job experience. So how can they make a CV? Still you can make a CV if you don't have a job experience. And today we'll be talking about this, right? That how to make a CV with without or no experience or no work experience. Okay, this is no experience means no work experience, right? Okay, so like for example, if you graduate or never had a job or only had part-time jobs, still you can make a CV. That is our like target audience. You are like this, that you have completed your school, you are now graduating. Okay, you are in you are doing BBA. So once you complete your BBA, you can still make a CV, and you can still make a CV right now. Okay, if you want to find a job or apply for a job, and they so many almost all jobs require a CV. Whenever you apply for a job, they will ask you for a CV. So what is basically a CV? It is kind of a tag, or it is like it helps you sell your skills. If you want to get a job, you need a CV to get into the interview. Without a CV, they will not even ask you to come for the interview. So CV is important. We will be talking about what CV is. We will also talk about who reads your CV, because that is very, very important. Means that you need to understand who reads the CV, because if you know the person and you know the position, or you know who will read your CV, you will be in a better way to make a CV. So you keep that in your mind, whoever reads your CV. Another thing is we'll be talking about CV profile. Okay, that how you make a CV profile. We'll talk about it in detail. Then we need to include core skills and achievement. We will talk about it. And then education and hobbies and interests. We'll talk about it in detail. So the first one is, like you asked me what CV is. So it is like a marketing material. Okay, so whenever you sell a product, right now, or you want to buy a phone, okay, or any product, you always look for the tag, like where is this made, or like you say this is made in China, or this is made in Japan. So you try to look at the tag, and then you buy it, right? So you also have all the information about the product in that tag, and it persuade you, convince you
What
to
is
buy
tech,
the
sir?
tag. Is like
Sir,
when you buy a shirt, at the back near that collar there is this tag, that you check it, that 80% cotton, or like it tells you about the product, that what is this product and which material is used in this product, where this product is made. So it is kind of an advertisement. So CV is your advertisement, right? Kind of aid or marketing material that you want to sell your skills. Like, for example, if I'm a teacher and I apply for a university, so first thing is that they will never ever call me for interview. First, they will ask me for my CV. I have to convince them that I have the right education, I have the work experience which can benefit them. So what you need to do is to convince, persuade the person who gives you a job, offers you a job. You have to impress them. So CV is basically a marketing material which helps you sell your skills or sell you in a way. Do you get my point? It also helps you win the
yes, sir.
interviews. Like, for example, whenever you go for interview, they will always have your CV, and they can ask you question in the CV. So if your CV is presentable, or if it's well written, or like if you have worked on it, and if it attracts, like if it is interesting and it is effective, and then they can give you a job. You can pass interviews because of well-written CV, because mostly interviewers, they ask you question in the CV, whatever you have written on the CV, they will ask you question in that particular topics or whatever you have mentioned on your CV. So CV is kind of a marketing material. So let's see who reads your CV. So hiring managers, like there are companies that they have hired managers, or there are managers that they want to hire a person. For example, there is vacancy, there is a job that they want to hire a person. So they will give an ad in a newspaper or on electronic media. So there are these managers that they hire people. And then there are recruiters. Recruiters means that there are some people that they have the job to find the suitable, the right person for the right jobs. That is their whole work. That is the main work that they have. The main work is that they recruit people, that they hire people, they find new people, and then they give them the right job which suits them. So another thing is these recruiters and these hiring managers, they are so busy, and a lot of people send them CV. So sometimes like they don't have time to check all the CVs, or even if they check it, so if they just pick a CV and they look at it, and if the CV impress them, they call the person, otherwise they throw the CV in the dustbin. So your CV should be set in such a way, should be made in such a way which attracts the readers. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, another
Yes,
thing
sir.
is that this Zoom, we only have 40 minutes, like we can take 40-minute class. So I think I have 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I will disconnect.
30 دقيقة sir.
G?
30 minutes خنيدي.
No, I will no,
هذا سيده.
I'm saying that this class, we can only take 40 minutes class, then I will disconnect, I will reconnect. So you will click on the same link and you will join again. So we can have like this longer class by doing this, that I will disconnect, then I'll reconnect it. So you can click on the same link and you will get in the class. But still we have 10 minutes. Let me tell you about this. So what I'm just telling you is that CV is so important. And another thing is that whenever you send a CV to a person, okay, these managers or these recruiters, they are so busy that they do not even have time to read all the CVs. So if your CV is presentable, if it is effective, and if it is written or well written, they can look at it, they can ask you for the interview. Otherwise, you can lose a very good job. Even if you have very good skills, if you are a very intelligent person, a smart person, and have high grades in your schools, and if your CV is not up to the mark, you can lose a job. Remember, they will never ever ask you to come to the interview. So in Pakistan, the problem is that mostly our jobs, like these government jobs, what we do is that they take a test, right? So you can go and apply for a job, and then they will take a test. So they ask everybody they like anybody can go and appear in the test, but there are certain companies that they need a CV, and a well presentable CV can get you a job. Remember this, right? So CV is very important. You will need it in your life, right? After completing your BBA, and especially these business students, they always go and work in a private companies. So all these private companies, they mostly rely on the CV. They will ask you to submit a CV. So how to make a CV, we'll talk about it. I'll show you a format as well, and then you will go and make a CV. Another thing is, if you see this one, right? Like I've seen many people that they make one CV, and they have this one CV all the time, and whenever they know about the job, they go and drop their CV there. So I just told you that for every job you need to have a different CV. Like for example, if you are having a CV, if you are applying for a teaching job, and then if you are applying for a finance job, or a marketing job, that requires totally a different kind of skills. So one CV is not going to help you. You can modify. Yes, there will be some few things will always be the same in every CV, but then you can modify it a little bit. So we'll talk about it. Okay, so what will be the format? Okay, now if you see, I'll show you the format after this, but first let me tell you how to format and structure the CV. So very simple font should be used. Do you know font? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No,
Like,
sir.
so
Yes,
yes,
sir.
so
I
if you
know.
see this how to format a structure, this is one font, right? I can change this font to a different thing. Like, for example, I can do it like this. See, now this font is a bit fancy. Okay, so we should not use this kind of font in CV. We should always use a very simple font. Like, for example, this Time New Roman is always people. This is a very
Standard.
formal kind of font, right? So you should not go for fancy kind of fonts like this one. See, this one is totally a different one, right? So we should always follow a very simple font, simple color scheme. Now many people have you will find CVs on in the internet that they are very colorful. So again, I'm telling you that there are certain jobs where you need to submit that kind of CV. So it depends, but formally, if you want to make a simple CV, it should be a very simple color scheme. No photo and image requires, but nowadays there are certain companies that they need a photo, right? They need images. So you can add your image in a CV as well, or if you don't want to paste your photo in a CV, that is totally up to you. But again, the job for which you are applying will tell you whether you should include the picture or not. So clearly divided sections, like we need to have clearly divided sections. Let me share this format so that you can have a better idea. Can you see it?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you see this format?
Yes, sir.
G.
Yes. Okay.
Sir, not
G.
clear. Blurry, sir.
Wait. Let me do this one. Can you see it now?
Little bit.
G. Is it clear now?
Dear Warkuti, these are Nakhkari.
Wait a second. Let me zoom in. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So see, there is no photo. This is a very simple format. Okay. Yes. So see, what I just told you is that you need to have this no photo and no image. There is no photo, no image, clearly divided sections. See, like professional profile is a different, and there is a line between every section. See, the education section is clearly divided,
Yes,
and
sir.
then you have hobbies and interests. It really helps the reader to go on. Like, for example, if it is so logically organized, okay, well organized, so the reader will not take a lot of time. So like, for example, if I'm hiring a person and I'm not interested in education, right? I'm just only interested in the skills or achievement. So I can reach to this part very easily and I can look for it. And if I like the skills or the achievement, I can just look for that. If there are certain jobs that they are always in, like they are not interested in the core skills or the education or the experience. They just want to look at your hobbies, that what your hobbies are, so they can really very easily go to that section and see what your hobbies are and what your skills are if somebody is interested. So this divided sections like can help help the reader read it very easily. So clearly divided sections should be there, and then